As you can see, my layout looks the same as it did in the last video, but as I will show you in this video, I finally crossed off a few items on my to-do list that have made some major improvements. Hi everyone, and welcome to my train room, where I have been very busy not doing scenery. Before you decorate a cake, you gotta make sure it doesn't collapse, right? So I've been very busy working on the layout, making sure everything is secure and working properly. I finally glued down my track, I finally installed a bus line, and I finally converted my ducklift into a liftout. And here's how I did it. I don't have a name for my railroad yet, but a temporary name could be Procrastination Railroad. I've been putting off these tasks for months. The end goal is to have an operating lift-out section. In order to do that, I had to glue down my track first and make sure the wiring was installed and ready to go. The first thing I did was glue down my two main lines. I propped up the track using push pins and spread some white glue underneath with a paintbrush. For the gaps in my track, where I soldered two pieces together, I prepared some ties to slip underneath. I got the little clips off the ties so that the rails could rest on them. Here's a clip of the gap, and here's the same section with ties. Once I was happy with the position, I laid some cans on the track to weigh it down. I let it sit for several hours. Now that all the track was glued down, it was time to make my ducklift become a true lift out. I decided not to glue my turnouts down. If you recall, most of my turnouts have feeder wires connected to them, which makes it quite secure. And just for extra precaution, I pinned them down using straight pins. Time to Dremel. I use the term Dremel as a verb, kind of like Google, when in fact Dremel is the brand name. I could say time to cut the track, but Dremel sounds more Tim Allen worthy. So, time to Dremel. Okay, that was way too fast. I had to dig this out of storage, change the cutting disc, and literally get on my hands and knees to plug it in. So, what else can I Dremel? Before I cut the track, I made sure not to leave an overhang on the layout, because I don't want anyone to catch their shirt on the track. Don't get me wrong, I don't care about someone's clothing, I just don't want them to ruin my track. Once the track was cut, I removed about 3 ties from the end. This is so I can slip a rail joiner under the rail when the lift-out section is put away. When I place the section back in place, I can pull the rail joiner back over the lift-out track to make a secure connection. I might have to use needle-nose pliers to pull the rail joiners, but that's okay. If I could restart, I would make sure that my lift out had no curves on the end, just one long straight piece. Because in the track plan, it looked fine, but in reality, the track that's joining is bending too much. And my fear is it's gonna be very hard to take the lift out in and out. I just hope there's not many derailments because it's a long drop. I took the lift out section out and started the wiring. I'm using male and female connectors for the lift out. I drilled a hole through the fascia and curtains so that I could run the wires through and then connect them to the bus line. My system is fairly simple. I connect the white feeder wire to the red female connector wire and the black feeder wire to the black female connector wire, then solder the wires, use heat shrink tubing to protect my delicate work, Connect the female and male wires by swiping right on Tinder, then connect the male red wire to the white bus line wire and connect the male black wire to the red bus line wire. Like I said, fairly simple. And when the male and female connectors are not needed, I can hide them in the fascia. Here's a shot of how I did my connections throughout the layout for bus line and feeder wires. So there you go. Nothing too exciting, but very necessary before I continue on with other projects. Projects like scenery, maybe. If you have any questions or want to see something that I did in more detail, just let me know. Until then, thanks for watching and cake tear. Gucci, so unfortunately I can't give you dinner tonight because your dog food is currently keeping my track weight down till the glue dries. So how about we share this chocolate bar? Hey? What do you think? Just gonna try and I'm not for sure gonna break it in half though. Wait, I have an idea. 1 second.
DCC is so much easier.